Good morning and welcome. Welcome to the spot for real talk and conversations with stories that matter to you. Good vibes and, of course, trending topics. Speaking of trending topics, I saw a video of an unfortunate incident, involving a British tourist, Harry Jagged, and an Agberu. The tourist was harassed, in my opinion, and there was an attempt at extortion by the Agberu. While Jagged was taking pictures and videos at the market in Lagos, the Agberu questions Jagged's actions and insists that he needs to pay money before he could film. Honestly, this is shameful.
Let's watch the video.
How are you? Whoa, we got the army. What's your name?
Tai, my name is Tai. What?
Tai.
Why are you coming around?
I'm making a YouTube video.
Oh yeah. What do you want to do this for?
Just filming Nigeria. You don't like it?
No, you don't allow something like this. If you want to shoot any action like this, we need to see us first. You understand?
Are you the boss?
Yeah. No, we are working for local government.
You work for the government?
Yeah.
Where's your show me your ID?
The card is there.
But
If you
everyone-
want to do anything camera like this, you need to see us first. You understand? You need to pay. He's in charge. We in charge for it. You understand?
show me your ID. Like,
Come on, Harry, let's go to the
okay.
The number is not going to...
Nice to meet you, brother. Nice to meet you. This guy is just like a random guy, or maybe
Just
he
a
is?
random guy, he just needs money.
He just wants money. I thought maybe he is the boss, and I'm just messing with like the mafia of Nigeria.
But it is the mafia of Nigeria. What are you talking about? I don't
understand. Put a pin on it.
I mean, they exploit us Nigerians. Waiting be you way to never collect money.
That one is even going to be exploitation in foreign currency. Do we expect him to accept naira from him?
My own is, what's wrong with his mouth?
What do you mean?
The lips.
Jagged.
It's as if maybe
Sorry,
something.
our boy says
And it's still, I was looking at it and say, shut up. The Nigerian in me is looking at you and say, you are still talking. Oyibo, you are still talking.
But this culture, I know it sounds funny,
Yeah.
but if it turns around, they're going to say, oh, it's a joke, we're just fiddling with him. But this culture has become something we need to frown at.
Yes, absolutely.
There is no way these people would entrench themselves into our culture system. Because now Agberu is as if it's one of the things we do in Africa, in Nigeria and Lagos State in particular. When you go anywhere in the world and this is played out, it just makes us feel as if we're very ras. That's why they think Africa is a country.
In all fairness, it's
we live on
that should be a title of a book. Africa is a country. In all fairness,
okay.
it's not.
Don't steal it.
Intellectual property. Catherine, you were saying?
Well, to be fair and honest, it's not only in Nigeria that there's Agberu.
So in Cameroon they do this.
Oh.
But I want to make the point.
Alaska is a town in Cameroon.
I actually want to see this.
Yes, honestly.
Why would you think that I'm there, that I see it? That
They
why
say
do you
to
think
friend,
I will be there?
But they from ceremony.
Non. Hey, tu fais quoi? Quand tu commences à lancer les choses comme ça, on ne fait pas les choses comme ça ici, hein? Mademoiselle, hey, madame, hey, tu fais quoi là?
Honestly, if someone harasses you like this, I'll just be laughing.
No, you just they throw it anyhow and then come and
When they say tu fais koala, what does that
What are
mean?
you doing?
Do you want to koala?
That's what I heard. I heard koala. What do you do there? What are you doing?
Koala is like Wahala.
No, it's koala.
It's not koala bear.
Like Kuala Lumpur.
But I need to know how to use it so that when I want to use it,
Why are you teaching her? She doesn't need to.
Sorry.
Okay,
But what I'm saying is that it's an African thing. It's not only in
But it's actually not an African thing. It's also a worldwide thing.
Voila.
So like right now, if you go to Paris, you'll find that there are lots of Romani gypsies. They tend to camp. They actually try to scam people. So if they'll pretend that maybe you drop something on the floor and they helped you pick it up. The moment you pick that thing up like this, 5 or 6 of them will surround you. We helped you. You need to give us money. Even in the U.S., there are touts. The whole thing, but so the terminology of tout is somebody who sometimes resells things, like maybe movie tickets or concert tickets. But for us, it's taking on a whole new dimension with these outfits. And the fact that we've allowed it to escalate to this point, I'm not surprised. When somebody was sharing the fact that his mom went to the markets, she got one of these alabaru, and then they're saying that the alabaru cannot help her care if he doesn't give them 50 naira. That mama, you must drop 50 naira. 50 naira for what? For them to cross the street from one place to the other.
So for other streets, I would say yes, it's tout behavior. You try to, extort money, exploit people and stuff like that. But the audacity for people in Nigeria, the Agbero in Nigeria, why am I sounding like I'm in a church? The audacity that the Agberos in Nigeria have, even saying that they work for the government, is very defaming.
He didn't provide an ID card.
defaming.
He kept asking, I work for the local government. And a lot of Nigerians hear it. So if you want to take a truck past different areas, the moment you enter like their quote-unquote boundary area, they start contributing. So many trucks cannot pass from Ikeja to Epe, and they will pay. They will have to pay different sets of Agberos along the way. We're sitting here and we're looking. That is the informal taxation. That money doesn't go to local government. No. It doesn't go to government to make my life better, to do something on the street.
Well, what is the local government doing about it? The other day, Bolali Austin Peters was here complaining about it. We have complained several times. Nothing has been done. So I would not fault them for saying they work with the government, because the government has given them and you can the leeway.
He had a smirk. My Hagati, Abi Jagati. Jagati brother was he was the one, you could see the smirk on his face.
I think that one has been to Nigeria. It's not new.
So you say, where's your ID card? Because he sort of knows the terrain, he knows how.
And the guy that was with him was just saying he's just one of the street people.
Or maybe he hasn't been to Nigeria and they did not really show him their true color, because if 5 of them came like, Ogbani, who they follow this 5
and use chest.
It was not
that was you were so spot on.
What do you mean spot on?
You're so spot on.
What do you mean
is
by
that?
that?
Your side hustle?
What do you mean by that? Take it facts, guys.
Catherine, we need to go on a break. So we're getting a little bit rough in the studio.
That's the thing. When we gather here and we latch onto something, we just keep it going. But
she does latch onto something.
Anyways, some people will agree with me that societal expectations and pressure on men can be overwhelming, can lead to harmful stereotypes and stigma. Now, after the break, we'll sit down with a special guest and explore some of these issues right here on Jasiri. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. We're streaming live on our social media platforms. We're at News Central TV. You can also use the hashtag Jasiri to be part of all of our conversations. Now, today's conversation is on the intricate world of masculinity, exploring the social pressures and expectations that shape the definition of what it means to be a man, from providing financial support to suppressing emotions and navigating stereotypes. Many men face a myriad of challenges influenced by cultural norms and societal standards. Joining us for this conversation is a man, an ace comedian, actor, and content executive, Bethe Njoku, popularly known as Senator. Welcome back, welcome back. Is it Bethe or Beth? Bethel. There's no L. Producer, Bethel.
I don't want to expose
No, we have to be correct. It's always good to come correct. Bethel.
Bless him.
You know Bethel's name before. Bethel.
where you been? I know you must be.
Because all of this thing is good though. We know him as senator. Nobody really knows him. I saw him as senator.
When I saw the name, I was like, who is that?
It's bad. It's bad. All right, let's get the conversation started.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Senator na man you be.
When I say that,
a man. A man.
Senator walked into the studio. I do not know what came over, blessings. He has been acting inappropriately.
Oh my God.
So exorbitant.
I'm so happy that I have
And
witnesses.
Senator is 100% gentleman. He's not going to entertain any of your unprofessional.
Lolo. On this show, Senator is yours. Nobody's
okay, she's happy now. Let's continue.
All right, so very quickly, Senator, I'm going to ask, what do you think makes a man a man? What defines a man, especially in our society?
Well, the last time I came here, I said to you guys, there's a difference between a man and a male somebody.
Yes.
A male somebody is defined because of the structural
Where's my book?
features
Just things down.
the structural features of what he has on his body. That's a male. But a man is that person who actually takes up the responsibilities involved in that structural patterning of a human being. Do you understand? The responsibilities. And the responsibilities are huge. They are huge. We're life carriers.
Yeah.
So as a life carrier, it's expected that they are there to protect and provide. So you see the difference between man
And a male.
The book is loading.
I said it now, we should write a book. Okay, now, so Senator, we know that men face a certain type of pressure that is different from the pressures that women face. And there's no one to hear it from better than a man himself. So I guess my question would be, the pressure about being the breadwinner, is that the primary pressure on a man, or there are other things that we women may not be privy to understand? Because sometimes women feel there's some things that happen you expect the man to understand. And the woman gets frustrated that he does not get me. He doesn't get where I'm coming from. So is there a certain type of pressure on man that is different from being the breadwinner that women don't know about?
You know, so on a lighter note, I was discussing with my friends. And I said to my friend, I said, have you realized that beer parlors and lounges are no longer tourist attractions? Yeah. They've become confessional centers for men. You know, I haven't seen a situation about, okay, maybe you not see because
no, they talk. You don't invite us.
You don't take off.
You know, and some men are in the lounge or beer parlor or something, and then the lady says, we'll go soon close. I said, when are the clothes go?
Yeah.
When are the clothes go? Your drinks don't finish. When I go buy from somewhere, come. You know, so, you know, as funny as it may sound, men have hobnobbed in those, you know, spaces because of pressure. That's the truth, because of pressure. And such pressures, hobnobbing in those places, have their own disadvantages too. You now begin to form a lifestyle that is not what you are used to. You get what I'm saying? Now, one of the reasons why such pressures come up is when you discover that that which is the responsibility of a man, like Eleron said, to provide and to protect, is not as, you know, reachable to you as you thought it would be. So before you know what is happening, you're now forming a circle of an association of unreachable, you know, men like you too. And the moment that is done, the toxicness of that thing, when it breeds out and it tells on the woman in the family homes, it's not always nice. So they'll give you suggestions that might function in their own families, but will not function in your own family. Do you understand what I'm saying? So have you heard all these women are the same? Then you go to the female folk, they say all men are the same. So that means all of us are the same. Bottom line.
How is that?
So somebody now comes and says to me, I beg forget her. If you talk, just waka komot. That waka komot has its own depth. So waka komot is like so many unsaid things, so many things never to be resolved. Then they begin to give birth to other things. Before you know what is happening, there's a lot of bottlenecking of all these issues. And then when it happens straight, hey, go your way, let me go my way.
So this hobnobbing, I've always wondered, because women, we can sit and before you know it, we're talking about children, family, everything. But even in this hobnobbing circle, and which I know that happens, how deep do men go? Because if you feel like you're not able to share with your wife some of the pressures, especially in the financial situations many people are facing, oftentimes men want to feel like and seem like men. So they're not necessarily going to share with another man that maybe they're having erectile dysfunction, maybe they're having financial issues, maybe there are sex issues. Do they talk about these deep
That's what
things?
you think. They talk about these deep things.
Wow.
Men to men.
Okay, so there's no forming with men.
No. And especially if the circle is familiar. By that I mean, four of you are my goons. You get what I'm saying? So we can actually discuss. We go out drinking, we can actually discuss. You get what I'm saying? So they discuss these things. You'll be very surprised that every man knows every other person's wife and characteristics. Do you understand what I'm saying? You see a circle whereby, you know, a guy comes late to join them, you know, and they say, you should not agree you make it come out of it. They already know that. So they discuss, they know these things. Do you get what I'm saying? So you see a situation whereby, okay, so a friend of mine, I don't know, call his name, was passing through some issue, right, with his wife. So we were all chilling. He was just quiet. He was just sipping and laughing. Every other person was like, this one, you know, they talk.
And everything is funny.
And everything is funny. What's going on? You understand? They say, Baba, leave. If I tell you my situation now, you don't go wish them. Oh, we're like, oh no, everybody's saying, share. And it turns out that the wife wants them to relocate. He doesn't have the capacity for them to relocate. Do you get what I'm saying? But the wife has that feeling that if they relocate, things will be better. So I asked him, I said, so if you relocate, which work you want to go and do there? He said, ask me. Do you get what I'm saying? So one or two nurses suggested to him to just ignore the woman. But I said, no, you can't ignore the woman.
Yeah, because it won't go away.
It won't go away. I said, let her know your capacity. If she knows your capacity and still insists, then you know that the woman is not, you understand, making sense anyway. And you can now tell the brothers or sisters or whatever. But if you tell her that, things say get one money where I keep somewhere. So that's the mistake a lot of men make. You take pictures of other people's situation and then you submerge it on your own situation. You should be real to yourself.
Yeah. Wow.
Do you get what I'm saying? So it's very important that these things are spelled out outrightly. I no get. But when I have, fine. And then when I really don't have, but I can make an effort to get it, then I go all the way. That's where the man thing comes in.
Senator, I like the fact that you have touched on a very sensitive topic, finance. Because right now, the burden on a lot of men centers around provision and finance. Do you think that the societal expectations is just like you, a comedian? Everybody just expects a certain lifestyle. They compare you to Alibaba.
Yeah.
They compare you to AY.
Yeah.
As if you are the same person.
Yeah.
And they think that the pressure, the expectation they have of, okay, let me even use a funny thing. I saw Alibaba joke one time in a gathering with Obasanjo, and all those kinds of
people. Yeah.
And it went a little personal. And a baby comedian will come and want to piggy on the joke.
Yeah.
And the joke, no joke.
You can't joke.
Because it's not on the same level.
Yeah.
Do you now think that this particular thing affects men's identity and self-worth? Because it's part of what makes them men. Does lack of finance or the struggle to get it, does it diminish a man truly?
Yeah, so it does in a way, but then I also say you need to understand who you are. Lord knows me. I love a simple lifestyle, but it has to be sophisticated.
Oh, yes.
It doesn't have to be crass.
Or nothing.
You know what I'm saying? So what might seem the trend to the outside space is not what is trending for me because of my lifestyle. You cannot be envying an Alibaba to tap from his joke. At that level, you don't even know the joke, first and foremost. Because the joke is coming from somewhere.
Yes.
So he tells you his experience with an Obasanjo. Obasanjo, you know who Obasanjo? That's about the biggest African politician. Do you get what I'm saying? They were rolling at that level.
Yeah.
You never reach that level. Why do you think you want to, scamper on that? That is because himself does not even appreciate himself. You need to appreciate yourself. You need to tell yourself the truths that are there. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. There was a time I was doing my UK tour, in 2021 or so. So somebody now said, he thought, he was going to use that to, blow my ego or something. He flew everybody business class. Actually, I flew my artists on business class. To take the glory could have been easy if I didn't know myself.
Yeah.
And I just say, I'll fly everybody. The truth is, I'm an influencer for Virgin Atlantic. I went to them and said, before I go die of stroke, paying this money, go and do discount for me. Do you get what I'm saying? They said, okay, you're a person anytime, blah, blah, blah. We'll take off 30%. So you see, somebody who doesn't know himself can come out and just take that ego. But somebody asked, even Choma Chukwuka asked me, bros, you fly everybody. I said they give me discount. Do you get what I'm saying?
Next thing, by the time you claim it,
exactly.
some new responsibilities will line up.
Exactly. So you can imagine if I had taken that glory, and then in some other situation, they don't see me in that level. How do you explain it?
Yeah, and then you put undue unnecessary.
Do you understand? Yes, on yourself. So some people also create the pressures on themselves. You get what I'm saying? So you need to know yourself and know your space and know what you can do and what you cannot do.
Let me follow up with that. I was going to steal Blessing's question, but I'll follow up on that. Do men feel this ticking time, this ticking clock that they say women feel? The clock to be married at a certain age, the ticking time to have children at a certain age, to build your home, to make it. Do men have that same? Because we see the pressure from society. We hear it for women all the time. Your clock is ticking, your clock is ticking. Is there a clock that's ticking for men? Do they hear it? Do they get pressured that there's a ticking clock waiting for them? From who? Who's giving them the pressure?
Now, okay, so you're asking me this question.
That fool at 40 thing.
And a married man at 40. He's a man that you should not marry.
Yes.
Heard that one.
Heard that one as well.
Okay, so you're asking me these questions, given the background that you're females. We have our own clocks. Yeah.
Who they clock them for now?
You can marry at 50. You can marry a 20-year-old.
They still have a child.
They're the ones that
Okay, so I can marry at 50
for you.
and attend the PTA meeting at what age?
55.
You know, so we have our own clocks. We do. You know, so some people also believe that if a man is still living in his father's house at 30 or 20-something,
One clock.
do you understand?
Yeah.
You're not a responsible guy. So somebody has asked me before, said, all these industry people, you know, they always come in to ask questions. And they disappoint them because I tell them how it is. You don't
like senator.
He said, you don't have a house in Lagos.
Wow.
I don't understand. He said, so you don't get to, where you live, not your property. I said, not my property. Because if my landlady, if she sees this interview, I say, no, it's not my property. But I pray that, you know,
You have your own.
I'm doing my savings, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
He said, I know now, at your level. I said, you know that
Which
level?
level?
Come on that level. So you see that even amongst ourselves, we create the clocks for ourselves.
These races.
Do you get what I'm saying? We create the clocks for ourselves. It might not be really societal, but it might just be the circles that you find yourself and the personalities that exist within those circles. Do you get what I'm saying? They give you those timing. Somebody now says, but at least you get land. I say, yes, I get land. You say, how many? Bro, if I try by one or two, I don't try. Do you get what I'm saying? I says, no, this will not work. I said, don't get it twisted. I was at the airport for some time, you know, international airport. One guy saw me. He came from America. He said, bro, you're my best actor on TV. I don't even watch it. I didn't stop, blah, 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 blah. Talk, I said, thank you. My wife loves you. I said, thank you. My children always tune to thank her.
What's coming?
You know, so then after that discussion, you know, he went to drink somewhere, you know, in the airport there. So I was seated somewhere else. I love my phone, so I don't engage myself with it. So next thing he comes to me and says, Chief, I want to bless you, but I don't know.
How much? Like how to bless someone like you?
To bless you. So I said to the man, I know I'm bless you. Because I know saying that you go fit. Bless me. That's the way he wanted to bless me, bring that home. The guy gave me $500. I didn't expect it. And I needed it, I don't know lie.
You're the man now. Somebody has gone to school. There you go.
So I said to him, I said, I go need it when bring him. He now gave me $500 because he was traveling. So he now said to me, Kai, I never see celebrity really humble like you. I said, the truth is, there's nothing you want to do now that has not been done before. So you go tell yourself the truth. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes,
yeah. So some people get to that level and still act one way. You know, our musicians now, they're embarrassing themselves. Yeah, so, you know, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So when the guy did that, and I left, and I gave you a story, just like I'm giving the story. You know that a colleague said to me, boy, don't forehand, $500.
Okay. Then you should not collect it.
Wow.
So
sometimes this thing about pressure that they say, it's not even, like he said, it's not society. Sometimes who we are is who we think people think we are. Like, we are expecting that pressure from them, so we want to act accordingly. But very quickly, I'm going to jump on this because before anyone else tries to so I want to circle back to, the pressure thing that we're talking about. Now, you did mention that sometimes men are more comfortable talking to other men as opposed to talking to their wives. But isn't there a concern that that might have created a kind of stereotype that men only want the intimacy, and I'm talking about sex, from relationships or marriage, because they're not open to having conversations with their women, or knowing to the women they're having the conversations with, their own men. So how do we now, would I say defend or break that stereotype that men only want sex and nothing more?
Okay, so those stereotypes are cliches, actually, maybe mythical, because there are operations in different homes, different families. You see, you can't really blame a man who every time he comes home, it doesn't end up being peaceful. They're gradually just wading him closer to discussing with his fellow men. Some women are good, not lie to you. Some women are very, very good. So all those things, they say women are the same. I am not a party to that. Do you get what I'm saying? But there are certain kind of behavioral patterns some women employ at home that will only but make the men prefer to discuss outside.
But it's not just about the home, because even from a young age, we're hearing young boys talk about how many girls they're toasting or sleeping with. You get to university, people are there. I've heard there are scorecards, sometimes there's competition.
Okay.
So it's not just about getting into marriage.
Okay, so let me clear this part, and I'll also get to the other part. So you see a woman who possibly just stays at home, watches television, goes online, and if she's the type that is moved by the social media space, she borrows those experiences and come back home. Or rather, you come back home to face the offshoot of those things. Do you get what I'm saying? That is one. Then universities. Man, no, they toast man. Now woman, they toast. Do you get what I'm saying? And in the society that we're in now, they have so made it easy for, do you get what I'm saying? Try to do a post of this show now on social media. You'll be shocked that this whole circle of intellectual depth will produce like 2,000 likes.
Yes.
I like you.
Yes.
Do you get what I'm saying? But put up some semi-nude lady who is there bumping up the ass and all that. It will get like 50,000 likes. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what does it? If that translates to, oh, we can get this. Oh, this is even easy. So that's why, men, quote unquote, somebody wants to have like a rate card. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it feels do you get what I'm saying?
It's a game.
Yeah, it's a game. So at times, to make a conclusion to say that men just want sex is totally wrong. Like I told you, it's cliche, it's mythical. Do you get what I'm saying? So for you to make such a conclusion, it's not fair on certain kind of men. But maybe another, class of men. Some of these things are the influences.
But even before social media.
Talk a little bit on some other mental pressure that men face. And now I'll talk about toxicity. It exists among women. Sometimes women are so unfair to one another. But I've seen it happen amongst men too. And it's like toxic masculinity, where in those circles, everything just corrodes itself. But those are beginning to happen now because I'm seeing men destroy each other's businesses, destroy each other's homes. I've literally seen men sleep with their friend's wife just to prove a point. My father refused my sister marrying her husband, current husband, because the man, they have this church meeting, I'm an Anglican. So just during a meeting, the father of Uncle Tio just said that Ijebu people always give him problems. That when he does business with Ijebu people, it never works. So it was just a meeting. My dad came home and said I would die. And he died. Before the wedding. Wow. Said, I would rather die than for you to go there. She went there. She's still there. She's still there for 20, 30 years. And the marriage is working. But I'm seeing such things happen even now, presently. What is making men toxic? Is it envy? Because women, they'll say, oh, it's jealousy. Because for men, it's deeper.
Yeah.
I don't see men being floozies, or maybe our own head is in our borrowed wigs. We might have air in our head. But how about the toxic masculinity we are seeing
from men,
now?
and what causes
people
that?
go online to talk bad about people's businesses. We've seen people wreck businesses. We've even seen comedians wreck other people's craft.
Yeah.
Why are men becoming toxic? Because usually you say,
Becoming.
this is the poverty, this is the arena
I
of
even
women.
want her to ask, does he believe in toxic masculinity? This whole concept of, I'm the man, it's whatever I say, it's whatever I do, that's it. Let me give you an example, so sorry. There's an ongoing conversation internationally about women having to choose. Would you rather be in the woods with a bear or a man? The majority of women have chosen to be in the woods with a bear. And so many men are struggling. They're like, why would you pick an animal that can kill you? And women are telling them, how many bear attacks are there a year? How many attacks? The majority of women who are killed in violence are killed at the hands of their intimate partners. There are more men killing women, harming women, than bears harming people.
So that's a startling reality.
So do you believe that toxic masculinity exists, or do you think it's sort of this woke conversation where we're trying to project something on what has been around for centuries, on this concept of masculinity?
I just actually didn't know you were going to ask me this question because something happened yesterday. I don't want to call names, but all of you know the people we're talking about. They're all in my circle of job. So yesterday, I was with
Somebody.
Before he hears it and says, these people just talk yesterday. So he was now saying something. And I said to him, I said, why you don't too like this guy? Why? I think you should, let it go. You don't too like. I was like, no, deal with likeness or anything, But he just feels that when people behave like narcissists, yes, it should be. Do you get what I'm saying? So exactly what happened. So this other colleague of ours was approached by a society to say, okay, we need XYZ done in Nigeria. But this is where the location we need it done. So you are going to get some of your colleagues, so a very big job. When I mean big job, that job was as big as maybe $500,000. No, $500 million.
Wow.
Yeah, $500 to $600 million. So just get some of your colleagues. Oh, blah blah blah. We would like to have X and X be part of this project. This other X, because he comes from Calabar, Akwa Ibom axis, so he's influential. Then this other one, because of his, the guy said that this guy is not in town, that's one, and that he would charge 100,000
to bring him back.
And that was how that deal.
No.
So, but he didn't know that the attention of getting him to be like the center point for this thing is just to drag these other people. So when they saw that these two, they can't have it, that deal just went sour. Do you get what I'm saying? And the day this other guy knew, that was where he stopped talking to him. Yes. So now you have a lot of narcissist men who want to keep controlling you because of their complex.
I like that.
Because of their inability.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So because there's a deficiency of character in them, they turn it around. They don't want to discuss it. It's a no-go area. They want to manipulate you. And some women, my wife is very industrious, So when she comes and says, she wants to sell this, she's selling her umbrella, she's selling blah, blah, blah. I say, oh, cool. She says, but they ask me. I say, because I believe you have the capacity to. Do you get what I'm saying? I'll come and support where you want me to support. No, some of them men will see it like competition.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so you want to make money pass.
Yes.
I'm making money, I'm making
There
money.
was a guy who came on social media yesterday saying that he wants to impregnate his girlfriend because since they've left university, he has not gotten a job. She's gotten 3 offers. There's even a company offering to sponsor her abroad.
So
he now wants to impregnate her.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Impregnate her.
And they're not even hiding this thing. They're not hiding
Look
it.
at that thinking. You've raised a lot of issues here when you said, you've raised the different types of men and how they deal with issues. Now, which makes me think about something that's very sensitive to men, sexual assault and domestic violence. these are things, these are issues that are very sensitive to men that they even rarely talk about it in circles. What do you think as a man? I mean, have you been in spaces where men have shared about their experiences with domestic violence, sexual assault, and what would it take a man? Because there are different types of men. There's the man with the big fat ego where we say you're not fit challenge what you talk.
Yeah.
There's the other ones that will feel that they're woman rapper. There's this one saying that man give umbrella quick, me no pass me. So what would it take for a man or for men to open up, to be vulnerable enough to talk about sexual assault, their experiences, and domestic violence? Because I know that happens to men.
So it's a personality problem. It's a personality problem. He doesn't want to go there. He just doesn't want to go there because he's at fault. Because he feels that's the only weapon I have against this person. We have circles where we already know that this guy beats his wife, but he will never love discussions around that circle.
He won't even say it.
Yes, I went to an event. You know the person. Yeah, I went for an event.
A lot of explanations.
The guy slapped his wife.
At the event?
Yes. Slapped his wife. So I said to him, today, me and you, nothing concerns us again. Because if for anything, even if you beat your wife in the house,
Secretly.
you do that one that we don't know. I mean, like in the open, at a function, don't do that.
But Senator, flip it. What about the men who are the victims? And they feel, if they come out and say that my wife is the one that is abusing me, slapping me. I've been in a circle where men were talking about their first-time experiences. The number of men who were sexually assaulted as children, and maybe it was a nanny that was their first experience or an aunt, and they think it's a thing of pride that they lost their virginity young to an older woman. That's a screwed up mentality. Yeah. What do we do about them?
I'm actually a victim. I've said it.
Everybody.
Yeah, I mean, like the maid. Yeah, I think I was in SS1 or so.
Wow.
So the maid that was in the house then, took advantage of me. At that time, I didn't know. But much later, when I started growing up, I started disliking her the more. She wasn't with us anymore, but I started hating her.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? I started hating her, and that's it. So, but for some people, they just feel that. For most men, when that happens, the shame of saying, "Oh, now woman, so they don't want to discuss it. I've been on radio. I said this before. That's what happened to me, and that's why I don't have a maid in my house now currently, because I want to watch my children.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Because anytime I think about that thing, I just quickly flash on my son. When they're not doing this, do you get what I'm saying? So it's for the men who are victims. It's like suffering in silence.
Yes.
You understand? What Shorinka would say, proverb to bones and silence. You are just in your own world. You feel if I do like this, they will say like this. I mean, spit it out.
Meanwhile, it's killing you.
It's killing you.
Maybe the pressures of, be a man is not supposed to do this, a man is not supposed to cry, but there has to be an outlet.
Yeah, because it ends up being violent.
Yes.
Men are more likely to commit suicide and be successful. Men are more likely to become dependent on alcohol and drugs because there is no outlet.
Yes, exactly.
So I even wanted to ask, so whose responsibility is it now to dial down the pressure? Because a lot of times you hear even very young men, maybe they're talking to the person they're in a relationship with or they're married to, and then they say, no, you can't do that now, you're a woman. But I'm a man, I have to do this. I am a man, no, you're a woman. Like, there's that distinct separation. You're a woman, you're permitted. But I'm a man, I can't just let myself down. I can't lose guard and things like that. So whose responsibility? Would we say is the society? Would we say is the men themselves? Would we say is the women? Who is responsible for making them know that, look, it's okay to be vulnerable?
So all the molecular circles need to come into place. Churches, churches. Sometimes in churches they don't even discuss these things.
Do you
get what I'm saying? They don't discuss these things at all. There are churches you go to the moment. Okay, so there's a church in Jos. I remember. I would not mention the name of the church. The moment they discover the girl is not a virgin anymore, they will not wed you guys.
But how do you know if a man is not a virgin? Meanwhile, you've been wedding on.
Do you get what I'm saying? So you put those kind of pressures on women. Do you understand what I'm saying? So where I'm supposed to find some solace, some succor, you understand? They go against me. So those circles need to come in. Those circles, women association,
but do you
programs
think
like this.
With now where the world is evolving, do you think men have a tendency? Do you think they would be more open to talk about these things?
Yeah,
Because it's easy to talk about which woman you were with or which one shocked you. Which one, you're just running like a broken tap. But when it comes to things that are more sensitive, do you think more men are leaning towards opening up and talking about it?
Yeah, they have to.
I'll put you on the spot. So you've shared on radio, you've shared on TV. Have you shared with your men's group? Have other men opened up to you about possibly their own experiences with sexual assault or domestic violence?
I think I have the same experience with Oki Bakassi because we all hung out together. We talked about it. You know, but you see, but it's sour as it might seem, but then the thing is, it don't happen.
Yes, go.
Do you get what I'm saying? We move on, so we take precautions. Of which one of it is that I don't allow a maid to live with us. No.
So I'm going to pick up from there. We were supposed to go to hot topics, but this is hot enough. This is really hot enough. And you've talked about your wife being industrious. You've talked about not having a maid in your house. You have a son and a daughter?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're in the perfect position. Because what we've seen is that there's been a major focus on raising the girl child. So we've educated young girls, we've empowered them, we've risen them up. But now the focus on raising men or young boys has not been the same. So you have empowered young women meeting these men who still want the type of relationships or the power dynamics that their parents had, their grandparents had. I bring money, you don't question me, you raise the children, whatever, and you also want me to contribute to the bills on top. But anyway, you're a parent of a young boy, you're a parent of a young girl. How are you raising your children to be conscious, your young boy now, to look at the fact that he's growing up to be a man in a different society with different expectations? And then your young girl, so she also has reasonable expectations of any man. So what are the roles of parents? Because you talked about churches. We raise the children. Mother and father raise the children. We're the ones at the end of the day that all of this comes back to.
Okay, so religion is a very strong, they say the opium of the masses. And you know how Africans are neck deep into this religion thing. So that's why I mentioned that. That's not to say that families don't have their roles to play. Okay, so every morning I go to drop my kid off in school. Then my wife picks my kid. So one day my son said, "Daddy, can I follow the school bus?" I said, "No, you can't follow the school bus." He said, "Why?" I said, "Because this is the only time we're discussing." That's why I have you in the car. Before we drive to your school, I'll ask you certain things. We chat, we laugh, and I drop you off. That's the only time I have. But if the school bus takes this off me, I come back in the evening.
You're probably asleep, tired.
Probably asleep or you're tired or something. And I said, Daddy, that's very good. That's very good. So another day we were driving, and some students of a public school were just strolling to school. I said, "Do you know that you can stroll like this to school?" He said, "No, Daddy, I'll be in the car." I said,
"Remind me, the day my son entered bus, Murewa came and said, Mommy, I would rather not go anywhere than enter bus." No, I could have spoiled. I said, "Me that enter bus from Ijebu to Lagos with my portmanteau."
There was something wrong with me there.
So and I said to him, "Do you know that you can be trekking like this?" He said, "No, but Daddy, your car is there." I said,
car.
I said, "That's my car, it's not your own car." He said, "I know that you'll be dropping me in school." I said, "No, I need you to understand the difference between you and these people." Do you understand?
The
so,
blessings.
Yes, so we are privileged to have this. What about these people? So they'll think in this way alone, understand that this is how life could be.
Balance, baby.
Do you get what I'm saying? So I've not really spanked him so many years. Simply because
there's no need. If you follow and talk like this,
you understand? Because I grew up in the midst of old people. So you understand? So I prefer it that way. So I discovered that the major thing you need to work on for your kids is their conscience. The moment they get to, let's say, higher primary school into secondary school, they are no longer with you. But if you embed this consciousness of their conscience in them, even if they are not there. You remember back in the days, Nakasi, you want to do bad thing, you go like, to say my
it's like your mother is here.
Do you get what I'm saying?
You hear the voices.
Those echoes will hit you. It's not because you can't be bad. The first day I smoked, I know they forget her. Even after I brush my mouth, I just feel the smoke inside me. I go around. You know, my parents will not be happy. You understand? And my mom was asking me, "What's the problem? Are you sick?"
Okay? You're
So I discovered that in the morning when I woke up, you know, when you have tears in your eyes, you know, when it gets dry. So I discovered I cried in my dream.
Made you cry
And that's simply because of the conscience that was built in me. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's what I do too. You get? My daughter, I bathed my daughter. You know, she's almost 3 now. When my wife cannot do that, I help her to do it. You understand? So when they now say, this bath, what they bath this guy, guys, they do me now. He say, no, you born up. So it is now that those questions, we sell it to them. You know, you indoctrinate them with those things without being harsh. Make them understand the idea that you're trying to send home. Because tomorrow now, some of these people will travel out and be schooling outside. What will you do?
So how are you raising your son to be a man? Because we talked about it. The family is the first example of how to be a man, how to be a woman, how to be a wife, how to be a father, a husband, how to be a person, how to be an in-law, how to deal with money, how to deal with relationships. What are you mirroring for him?
Okay, so this is it for me. If you go home, ask anybody who comes to my house understands and knows this. So when I'm leaving the house, I call my son. Oh yeah, I'm leaving, you take care of the house. He might not have done, might not have gone to pay bills or anything. But that thing I sent it.
Daddy says I'm in charge.
Is it fair? No, so is it fair? Because is it not you already putting a burden on him that I have to somehow stand up and be this man when my father is not around? And it's like you're already putting responsibilities on him. What if your daughter is a better leader as she grows up, and when you leave home, you should be telling her, okay, be in charge? Is it fair?
No, okay, so this is it. Let's not try to be sentimental about it.
Okay.
This man or this boy in this smaller version of a man is out there. He will definitely protect and provide for some family somewhere.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So you send those things into him. So when I come back and ask my wife, did he help you with anything? He just helped me wash small plate. I'll give him 500 or 200. He has a piggy bank. He goes there and slots it in. So at the end of the year, they say, oh, Daddy, buy me pizza. I said, go and take from your piggy bank. The more is going, in fact, the last time he opened his piggy bank, he had some money, I think 14,000 something. So he now said, and I said, I have money. He had like, I have money. I have money. So when he said, order, I have money, I said, you still want to eat pizza? I said, yes. I said, okay, all right, let's order for pizza. The thing now amounted to, I think, 7,009. So he was there, they were doing the transfer, everything. So when we did the payment, when I said, okay, when the man comes, because he's on delivery, you give him the 7-8. So when the guy called, I said, I'm outside your gate. I said, okay, we'll now walk down together. I said, give the man the 7-8. We now helped him counter the 7-8. The guy gave us the pizza and rode off. He said, Daddy, I don't have money again.
Welcome.
I say, you see?
So I think it's also very important that we create that balance. As much as we're not trying to put pressure, I think it's also important that the men that want to be men should be allowed to be men.
Exactly.
Because I saw there's a lady on TikTok, I'm just very quickly going to say this. She loves to cook, right? Her husband is okay, she's okay. And then she just loves to show the process of her making this. She makes things from the scratch. And people now start,
you're talking about.
you know, people start going to the comment section like she's giving an unrealistic. People are like, it's not unrealistic. Some people still like to cook. So women like to be women, men like to be men. So we need to have that as well. Anyways, unfortunately, we have to go. A big thank you to Bethel Ojoko, aka Senator. Thank you so much. It's been such a wonderful, insightful conversation on masculinity and creating the balance as well. And an important reminder, guys, Jasiri is not just a show. It is a community, and we value your opinions and your perspectives. So do not hesitate to reach out to us on social media using the hashtag Jasiri. Together, we can continue to spark meaningful conversations and, of course, make a positive impact as well. Until we come your way again tomorrow, stay informed, stay inspired, and above all, stay empowered. We don't know. We just might be bringing Senator again.
We are going.
All of us.
Have a good one.